What up, what up, what up? New York Giant Nation, it's your boy Mac the Giants fan. This is the true blue aftermath. Let's go!
You want to be great, you got to work at it, right?
What up, what up, what up? New York Giant Nation, it's your boy Mac the Giants fan here with that coming in with the true blue aftermath. As you can hear my voice, you know what I mean? It got a little crazy out here today, man. Asked for a couple of things. Asked for the New York Giants to come in here and show us something a lot more than what they showed us a week ago. That mission was definitely accomplished. Am I happy with the results of the game? Of course not. I want the W's. I always want the W's. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, this football team, they showed me a lot more than what we saw a week ago down in Washington, man. So with that being said, let's talk about it. Russ was out there cooking, man. Out there doing his thing, getting it in, man. Just went out there and played an amazing game today, man. He looked like vintage Russ, the old Russ of old, man. Today, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, they said it's the most yards he ever had in the game. So he's breaking his own personal records out there today, man. Russ Wilson came to play, man. So everybody doubting Russ, saying he ain't got nothing, he still got a little something, man. That interception in overtime. That's going, obviously as great as game as he played, people are going to probably, harp on that for obvious reasons. It definitely was a game-changing play. I don't know what he was thinking about, keeping it up like that. I thought when he let it go, honestly, I thought for sure he had something because, that's how it's been pretty much the whole day when he's been letting them fly like that. So I thought he had something. I thought maybe Malik had a step or something like that, and we was getting ready to get that walk-off. Unfortunately, it didn't play out that way. Still not going to take away from what Russ did today, though. 30 or 41, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then that interception. Russ still had a great day, man. Cam Scatterboo was out there making plays. The offense looked like an NFL offense today most of the way, man. 200-yard running wide receiving performances, man. Wan'Dale Robinson, Malik Neighbors showing up and showing out, man. Darius Slayton finally getting a little bit into the mix. Got a couple catches on the day, 61 yards he put up. But, Malik Neighbors, 9 catches, 167 yards, and the 2 big touchdowns on the day. And then Wan'Dale also 8 catches and 142 yards and a big touchdown. Look, can't knock this offense today, man. They went out there and they put some points on the board, man. It looked a little sus in the early parts of the game, a little bit like it was going to be kind of a little bit of the same old. But this offense opened up in the second half, man, and it went crazy, man. Started really making some big plays. Started doing their thing, man. Defensively, overall, you'd like to see them make a few more plays down the stretch there. You'd like to be able to see them be able to just toughen up a little bit and dig down deep. Playing against some pretty good offense, the Dallas Cowboys bring to the table. A couple of good receivers for most of the day. This defense really held their own against this defense against those receivers for most of the day. But obviously, when it was game time, when it was time was on the line, man, they came out there. The Cowboys, their star guys, their top guys, started making plays, man. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, man, they really woke up in the second half of this football game, mostly in the fourth quarter and into the overtime. They really woke up. CeeDee Lamb, I feel like going into maybe the fourth quarter, only had about 3 catches on the day going into the fourth quarter, and he ends up finishing the game with 9 catches, 112 yards. Obviously, and then George Pickens making some clutch catches down the stretch there as well, adding 5 catches, 68 yards, and that big touchdown that he had in regulation there. So let's talk about some positives, because there were some positives in this game. Look, it's tough. Like I said, I want the W's. I always want the W's. That's always what's most important. But some positives, okay? We saw a few flashes of Jackson Dart. All he did was come in and hand the ball off a couple of times, and then he He tried to get out on a RPO and he lost his foot and probably wasn't really going anywhere. Cowboys had defended pretty well anyway. But so we got him. He got a few actual snaps. Got a little bit of that into the fold, even which was interesting because Russ was playing exceptionally well. So yeah, what's going on, guys? If any of y'all want to come in and talk about it, man, I'll drop the link in the chat. But like I said, the way Russ was playing, it was a little bit shocking that that Dart got in the game at all. But at the same time, I mean, on the one play for sure, when that handoff to Cam Scatterbill, that was clutch. I mean, some of that you can maybe look at and say, well, maybe because with Dart presenting that threat of the run, having opened up a little bit for Cam Scatterbill. Like I said, Cam Scatterbill played overall pretty well in this game. Like I said, I was pretty impressed with the young man. In his second NFL game, kind of was the lead back today out there. It looked like, but pretty solid performance for him, and it looks like the future could be bright for Cam, man. He's really showing some skills out there, making some plays, tough runner, And then obviously, the guy I want to talk about, because yes, Russ Wilson looked great, Malik Wandale, they looked great. Like I was just talking about Cam Scatterbill and how he did, but there's a guy I want to talk about, man, because he stood out to me today, man, for all of the right reasons. And I love it. And I loved seeing it. And I loved seeing the difference as soon as he took over the role after what was a horrendous first drive for one Mr. James Hudson III. Our 5th-round draft pick, one Mr. Marcus Bowe, took the field at left tackle, and there was never a problem. Never a problem coming from that blind side the whole entire game. Marcus Bowe, thank you, young man. Thank you for answering the call. Out there playing like a seasoned veteran at the left tackle position. Went out there and, James Hudson, your spot just got took, young man. Until Andrew Thomas is ready to come back, your spot just got took, James Hudson. Because I don't need to see you out there no more. 4 penalties on the opening drive. Four. 2 of them personal fouls on the opening drive. Yeah. I don't even know how you lasted as long as you did. Be honest. Because you really stunk that up for us. You really ruined us on that drive. But on top of your 4 penalties, the New York Giants will go on and have, 10 more penalties? 14 penalties for 160 yards? Never going to get it done. Now, we can question the validity of some of those. Obviously, there's always going to be some questionable calls, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. 14 penalties, 160 yards, ain't never going to get it done. I hate the roughing the passer rule. They need to address that. They cannot continue to just call it the way they call it. It is just unfair to defenders, the way they call that rule. Like I said, roughing is roughing. They call it for just pity-pat, tic-tac shit. This is tackle football. What do you want? You want the defender to risk injuring their damn self? So the quarterback? So we don't put a hand on the quarterback? Give me a break. It's neither here nor there. What's going on, AK? What's going on, David Burns? Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you coming in from Facebook as always, David, man. Really appreciate you, man. If you got a YouTube joint, go on, hit that thing up and subscribe to my channel too, man. I really appreciate it on YouTube, man. David, if you wouldn't mind, brother. Yo, what's good? Tough loss, but really like the steps forward your team took since last week. That is way more like it. That's what I was expecting last week. Congrats again. It's a loss, but good. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to, keep my head level, man. At the end of the day, you still always want the W. That's I want a W all the time. I can't help that. But at the end of the day, yeah, you're right. That's a valid point. Yeah, that's what's going on, Zion.
What up?
Undisciplined play for the team. Hudson took away the opening drive, touchdown. That becomes the resulting outcome to a loss. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's good with you, Z?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of emotions. I damn near was crying when Malik Neighbor caught that ball, and I thought it was it. And then, Dallas got a damn demon kicker, like best kicker in the league. And I'm not even mad.
Shit.
I'm just kind of like irritated in a sense. It's almost as if like last week our offense can't do anything, and our defense kind of showed out. Not really showed out, and they lost the game still, but was able to kind of make some plays. And then like this week, it's like our offense is doing everything in their damn power. Vintage Wilson, and like I get what you're saying about that roughing the passer rule. I totally agree with that. But like, and I get it. Like nothing. There's no mistakes for the penalties. It's like we always beat ourselves in these kind of close games. There's no mistakes for that. But there's also with some of the defensive schemes or like what we're doing on defense, we just always kill ourselves, and it's just stupid, irritating. And I can't even be mad at the boys because they're tired. It's the end of the game. Like you seen Burns, he had a great game. His hands is on his hips. Like I'm not super irritated about our defense, but I just kind of be like, damn, fuck. It's just like one sack would have just changed. You know what I'm saying? Just one thing, and like what's with not us? It's 13-10. I'm not trying to like Monday quarterback what they would say, but like it's 13-10, and like we could be up 16-10. You know what I'm saying? But like I get it, the momentum. That's what I'm questioning. It's like we're up 13-10. If you take the fucking points, they have to score a touchdown. So it makes it they can't come away with a field goal and tie it. You know what I'm saying? So we missed that. Then the question is like, what the fuck is Jackson Doyle doing in the fucking game? Like I respect it the first time. Because it fucking works. But like what Greg Olsen was saying, when you do it over and over again, it's like, and then Russell Wilson is having the fucking game of his fucking life, and he feeds off of chemistry. So it's almost as if like you're taking him out of his flow to let Jackson hand off the fucking football. That's what irritated me. But outside of that, I mean, like I'm really happy that we finally are moving the ball down the football field. It looks like we look like an NFL offense. I just hope next week against on prime time, which we know the Giants are not good at prime times, but hopefully on prime time, the two halves can come together and we can start playing fucking football, because I kind of feel like I wouldn't say overreacted, because the team was trashed last week and they're deserving so of our reactions. But with the offensive line, with Bo, like you talked about, with them like gel in, and hopefully we can put it together on both sides of the football next week and go out there and beat the Chiefs, because that's all I want to see. I just want to see progress. Like I get it, like we didn't win the game, but it was a fucking epic game and I enjoyed watching it. And that's what we both thought, right? We both thought that Russell Wilson was going to come into the Giants and make them competitive week in and week out, no matter who we're playing. And that's what this game kind of was. I don't want to repeat myself. Honestly, I thought the defense was going to show up in the fourth quarter, but it is what it is. And obviously overtime doesn't count because they're tired as fuck. So I just hope that, we have a better game. And then another thing that Mets just said right there, like Russell Wilson did not lose this game. Absolutely not. But what the fuck are you doing making a rookie mistake? Like I get it. Malik can catch those kind of balls, but at the end of the day, it's like you clearly should throw it open. That brings up third down. You don't have to just try to take the deep shot all the fucking time. And that's what he did there. And we didn't lose the game because of the interception. We lost the game from the penalties, from just stupid mistakes. But at the end of the day, like we're gonna clean it up. And I don't think we're as bad as we all thought we was in week one. Now that hopefully our O-line can hold it together, give Russell Wilson the time. I get it. Every game is not going to be like this, but Russell Wilson's shown that hopefully if he has time to block, we can get some touchdowns, right? So that's what I want to see. I just want to see us play more complete football. I really thought it was going to be a special game. I really thought like we was going to block that last field goal because it was supposed to be our dub, but we killed ourselves. So as much as I want to respect Dallas because they played a great game and obviously they fucking got a demon kicker. I can't say that they won this game. I have to say that we lost this game. We killed ourselves. So if we didn't make mistakes early, we would have won this fucking football game, hands down. That's how I truly feel. Because if you don't make mistakes early, the defense is not that tired. It doesn't go into overtime and we get dub. And I just hope we can put it together next week. But as a Giants fan, like they got me to put on this fucking jersey. So for the first time in a long time. So hopefully they can continue to play competitive football because that's all I want to see out of this team. We all know that this team is not going to go to the Super Bowl, so we just want to see competitive football. And if they don't play in competitive football and it goes to shit, then I would like to see Jackson Dort on the football field. But outside of that, I mean, like I'm not even mad. Vintage West all day long, and I absolutely love it.
Good stuff there. I missed a little bit at the beginning of what you were saying. I was having some problems with my things, my headphones and shit, so I had to switch up. But you said something that I wanted to touch on real quick a couple minutes back, and you're right. Like about the Russell Wilson didn't lose us his game. Yes, as terrible as a play as that was, the game should never came down to that. Russell Wilson played great all day long, and the game should never came down to that. The game should never been to overtime. We gotta clean some things up. You know what I mean? It was we left points on the field in regulation early on in this football game. Like I said, that first drive, we were moving the ball. We were able showing the ability to be able to move the football, and we just kept stopping ourselves. We had to settle for 3. That sticks out in my mind, like I said, because for obvious reasons, not even just how much of an idiot James Hudson is, but and then it just comes down to, can we start seeing this level of play on a consistent week-to-week basis? Because we will start winning some of these football games if we can play at this level week-to-week consistently. We can't go from that low last week to come up here, be fairly high, go out there very, very competitive against a Cowboy team that, look, I'm not going to lie, I thought was going to just come in here and kick our fucking ass. I legit thought we was going to get our asses handed to us today. I stand corrected because they proved me wrong. They went out there and they battled. They made the Cowboys earn that shit. And the fact that they put up all those points on the board, I mean, that's just something. I mean, plays that were getting made, those touchdown passes Russell Wilson threw, I mean, in those situations, that last touchdown pass to Malik Neighbors, you forget about it, man. If the defense could have just came out there and just gave us a strong stance right there and just close that game out. That's what we're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We need to really clean up our own mistakes, man. That like you said it best. Excuse me, Zah, I'm sorry. You said it best. The Cowboys didn't beat us. We lost the game. We just lost this game. They didn't beat us though. They didn't truly. It was like this one hurts. It hurts because it's also been talking about this is now the 8th consecutive divisional matchup that we've lost, and now we got 2 more coming up against the Eagles in a few weeks. So, but if we can get this team that showed up today, then I don't know, maybe anything can happen,
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you there, right there. It's just crazy to me how like they're showing graphics and like, oh yeah, Giants hasn't beat Cowboys in this building since 2016, and I'm like, wow, like such true statement, since Dak's in his 9th year. Then last time we beat Dak in his home stadium was when he was a rookie, and it's almost as if like this is our time, right? We're thinking this is the game. This is the game.
Was the only time we ever beat Dak was that season. Was his rookie season. We've never beaten him since his rookie season. Not Dak Prescott anyway.
That's so true. That's just insane to me. And like you're thinking it's gonna go one way, but it doesn't. And we have some stuff to clean up, but I just think that this gives us Giants fans, and I guess the Giants inside the building, it just gives them, I wouldn't say a little bit of hope, but it's almost as if like we know now, hopefully, that we're not going to be the shitty team that we was last year. We have a big matchup against the Chiefs that's going against the Eagles right now. and it's on prime time, so hopefully everything can gel. And yeah, we scored 37 points to only lose only the Giants. We was the third highest scoring team on the day. First was I believe Detroit put up 52 on the Bears, and then there was Dallas who beat us by 40. But we put up 37 points and lost. Were we gonna be a 37 type of team? No. But if we can be a consistent 20 for 30 type of get 28 kind of points, and our defense can be the defense that we hope them to be, I think, honestly, Shane Bowen needs to coach better. I'm gonna just say he needs to coach better, because I guarantee you give some defensive mind coaches around the league, you go give Todd Bowles this defense. You know what I'm saying? I get it, different concepts and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he needs to coach better, and he needs to find a way to. I swear, like he's doing so much stuff to help out players, but it's like, what about the other players? He needs to find a way to make every player on this defense play like a unit, because that's not happening right now. We're making plays here, we're making plays there, and things happen, but we're not. This defense is nowhere near, and it shouldn't, because it's only early on in the season. But I don't think this defense is near what it could be, and I'm hoping that it could formulate something, could form out from this, and we can see a better defense on Sunday night against the Chiefs.
That's what I'm talking about too, man. Like, I just think if they can play like this, man, from now on going forward, man. Like I said, Coach said it best, said it great in this comment up here, man. If this team plays like this, wins will come. If Dave coaches like this, for the most part, this team will be better. This team plays like this, I'll back off my criticism of Dave. I mean, look, yeah, because there was a lot of good today, man. It was a lot of good. The only thing bad was just not getting the W, man. I'd be a little easier. I mean, yeah, sure. You'd like to see him be a little more involved, but at the end of the day, he made a couple of plays when it counted. Like he was quiet, but he made a couple of plays when it counted. He was there and made a couple of big catches, man. So I'd be a little easy. I would like to see him get a little more involved out there. But if you got Wandale and Malik Neighbors cooking the way they was today, man, it's hard for anybody else to be involved anyway. Those two guys really went out there, showed up and showed out. When the last time you saw a pair of New York Giant wide receivers both over 100 on the day? I mean, you got to go back into the Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks years and stuff like that, I believe, probably last time you saw that. So, I mean,
We didn't cover on too, Mac, is we need to find a way, as good as this offensive line, and I'm not trying to over critique them, but let's be real. As good as they was getting the time to throw the football, they need to open up more holes for these running backs, right? What is that? That's 21 carries for 84 yards. That's terrible. 21 carries for 84 yards is terrible. And you had that Cam Scatterby with that long one that kind of steered it. But we got G Nation backstage. I know he probably wants to say a few words too. But I'm just saying, the running game, we need to figure out the way to run the football. Looks like
Now I hear what you're saying. He is. I agree. You like to see him be more involved, but at the end of the day, like I said, and today, as far as the flow of today's game, when you got two other receivers doing what Malik Neighbors and Wandale Robinson was doing out there, it's a little hard for other guys to be, but so much involved. And like I said, that one big play, it mattered. It was a play that the Giants needed when it happened. You know what I mean? So.
And he only had 3 targets, like you got Malik targeted 13 times, Robinson's targeted 10 times, Tracy and Johnson's targeted 5 times, Scatterbu's 3, and Singletary 1, obviously with the running backs that's broken plays and stuff like that, just pass it out. But as for Slayton, he's targeted 3 times, he catches 2 for 61 yards. I mean, like, that's Slayton, that looks like a 5th round receiver to me. I'm not trying to label him as a 5th round receiver, but that's what he is. What I'm saying? We got Robinson as a 2nd-round receiver, making 2nd-round receiver plays, and we got Malik being him. So I'm not too worried about Slayton. He needs to, if he was 3 and he caught 0 and he drops, that makes sense. But to be targeted to catch 2 balls, I'm not gonna be too mad at him for that.
Somebody else I want to talk about that had a tremendous day that I want to talk about, man, making some big impact plays all game long, man. And played to absolute exhaustion is number 0, man. Brian Burns, man. Out there balling, man. Out there balling. Looking like that guy we paid all that money to last year. Out there balling. You know what I mean? So And then also, just so you guys know, the Bobby Okereke criticism, man, this dude leading the league in tackles right now, bro. Leading the league in tackles through 2 weeks of the season. So I just don't understand. We gotta let things start to really develop in jail, man. But I just wanted to really get on Brian Burns because Brian Burns, man, added 2 more sacks on the day, already up to 4 on the season, man. Looks like he's on his way to double digits this year. As long as he stays healthy at this rate. Kayvon Thibodeau, another way, he showed up. He made some big plays. You know, Abdul Carter is still making disruptive plays. He still hasn't quite gotten to that quarterback yet, but he's making some disruptive plays out there, and he's in the mix a little bit. It's going to you got to be patient, man. Everybody put those heavy expectations on that young man. Just got to be a little patient. But it seems like it's going to come together, man. And today was a great look. I'm not preparing myself to get suckered all the way back in, just because this team can have a way of be finicky, man. We saw this week, and then they'll go out there against it's going to be another good team in the Kansas City Chiefs, but I'm looking for this team to be competitive. I understand that we're not a better football team than these teams are, and I don't necessarily expect W's in games like that, but I want to see competitiveness. I want to see what I saw today. I want to see a team competing for 4 quarters. Well, basically 5 quarters, because the game went all the way down literally to the wire in overtime, almost on the cusp of being a damn tie. So, I want to see that. I want to see that energy. I want to see that kind of energy going forward. At this point, we cannot go backwards at this point. We got to continue to just keep playing like this level and just keep bringing this kind of effort. Wins, losses, it is what it is. We understand the state of this football team. We understand we're not the most talented team in the league, and we don't stack up against necessarily some of the better teams, obviously. But it's nothing wrong with still getting some good competitive football. See how my throat sound, how my voice sound, because I was up in here snapping. I've been here watching. And this is why I don't call games, because I can't call games. And the way I am, I just can't do it. There's no way in the world I can't compose myself. And now I'm sitting here, I had to get my voice back. So because that's the way my boys have me today, man. I love the effort. Like I said, I just love the effort I saw today out there. At the end of the day, only thing that could have been better is they would have been able to hang on and get that win. But like I said, they got to blame that on themselves, because you just can't have all those penalties and all those mistakes and think you're going to go out there. The fact that you did all of that, all of those penalties like that, and still were able to put up 37 points on the board, still push this team, take this team into overtime. Something to be said about it. So they need to clean those things up, and then hopefully, we can start turning some of these efforts like this into W's, man. I
think so too. Yeah, I think he has some technical difficulties. Hopefully he can make it back. I think so too, because we're going to be playing a tough team next week, and if they lose against the Eagles today, they're going to be even tougher, because coming in at 0-2, the Chiefs are going to want to get something. But going back to the game that just happened, you're absolutely right. Joe absolutely showed up, and I love that, because he was given you see him in camp treating Abdul Carter like a rookie, because he hasn't taken a snap yet, and here he is being a leader on the football field and showing Abdul Carter that that's not all just talk. I'm that guy, and you're gonna see Abdul Carter eventually get his sack. He might get his first sack on Sunday Night Football next week. So I can honestly see all of the pieces hopefully gelling better on the defense. What I did I did see that they did talk about is they're on the field at the same time. I don't know what last week was. That was abomination. I don't know what it's the first game of the season. Throw everybody out there. I don't understand why you're treating it like we don't want them to get hurt. Like I don't understand that. This game, they were on the field. Obviously, it's a long game. It got tiring. Obviously Dallas's offense is just potent and the demon kicker. But at the end of the day, like Max said, I mean, like we lost, but it's not like last week. There's a little bit of hope. I can actually honestly say I thought we was gonna fucking score less than 10 points. I thought it was gonna be like 10-28, something crazy like that. And at least now looking forward, I'm not fully all the way bought in, like Max said, but at least we can have some hope against the Chiefs, have some hope against the Chargers. I'm not just gonna look at the Chiefs and look at the Chargers like they're gonna just absolutely roll through us. I honestly think that we can put together. If Andrew Thomas will probably most likely be back too, and that's going to help the running game too. So I believe that we're going to run the ball better next week. Hopefully we can show, because that's really what it comes down to sustain and to hold on to leads. You know, when we have leagues and we can run the football, it's just so much easier to run the clock down and it's just dominance. It's upfront dominance. You want to be able to run the football. Winning teams run the football. If you can't run the football, you're not going to win any games. And I just kind of believe that once this team figures things out, I mean, like I never truly judge anything in the first couple of seasons, and the only reason why we all overreacted as Giants fan because we've seen this team do that over and over and over again. So that's why we reacted like that for week 1. But now in week 2, after a performance like that, we can say hopefully this team is turning the corner. Now we didn't win the game, but we came way closer to win the game and we got some touchdowns. So that being said, now in training camp, you know, Mabo can take the first team snaps now. Hopefully Thomas is back, and hopefully we can put on a better performance next week against the Chiefs. And that's what rebuilding this team is about. And I want to say too, for Malik Neighbors, it's like I understand the frustration, but I want to see him as and I'm not judging the kid. The kid's a dog, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of just miss that Boykley sideline energy. And and obviously Malik's not that guy, but I kind of wish he was, you know what I'm saying? I kind of wish, like, there's a moment in the game where, like, I get it. He's been in a lot of losing scenarios, but he's on the bench, and in his mind, it looks like he's just blanked because he, like, Dallas is driving the field, and then, like, Russell Wilson is talking to him. And I don't take too much from that because he fucking clearly caught the ball with double coverage, and salutes to Malik. But I just feel like as the year goes on, this team is not going to be. I truly hope so that I can say that this team is not going to be a team that the NFL can laugh at no more. You're going to have to respect us, especially if our O line can hold up like that and our D line can get it together. You know, we did get an interception in this game, so that's progress. But I still, like Matt said, you know, I'm still questioning. I know Mets don't really like the defensive coordinator, and I'm still questioning his decisions as well. You know, I don't think he's really putting his players to play in the best position as possible, and hopefully he can scheme up some shit better because he's, you know, this defense is too good to you get what I'm saying?
No, I know Shane Bowen needs to be. He needs to be more aggressive in certain situations. Exactly. Where you're allowing too many chunk plays, and it's totally a scheme. It's totally what you're calling. And it allows these chunk plays in situations where we shouldn't be giving up these chunk plays. No, but you know,
it's like a 3rd and 29, and they convert. Like what's going on? You know, like not obviously we get the point, right? Yeah.
But things like that. But I'm gonna bring something to the table about in this game because something else. How I was watching this game. Obviously, we got to run the ball better overall in general. 21 carries, 84 yards, you know, on the ground today. Not good enough, in my opinion. Obviously, Scatterbo was led the way with 11 carries for 45 yards. Tyrone Tracy only 5 carries on the day. I'm curious. You think is that I don't know. I think that maybe possibly he was limited in an offensive role because they were using him as the primary kickoff returner in this game, which I'm curious how you feel like where would you rather see him? You know, I mean, contribute to this team right now because I feel like you can find somebody else to run them kicks back. I feel like, and if he could use him, he could become a more valuable piece in the offense.
Yeah, you know, if I'm Brian Dable, like this is why I don't like him. Like it's like I love a hate relationship, but this is why I don't like Dable. It's like if I was him, I'll get my fastest player, which is probably Hyatt. Hyatt's doing fucking nothing. Put Hyatt on the kickoff returns because of his speed. The whole game, we're talking about Turbin, right? We're talking, the announcer's talking about Turbin, how Turbin's so dangerous. Last time I checked, Hyatt's probably faster than fucking Turbin. No offense. Probably can match his fucking speed. So why is it that we can't have our fast fucking player? Why can't we just be like Hyatt? Why doesn't he play special teams? Why is he just riding the fucking bench and not even getting the uniform? This is a pick that we spent high on in the draft. Another one is like just the utilization of players. Tracy, why isn't Tracy? I get it. I want to see Cam, but Tracy, that's just I don't think Cam did anything to jump Tracy in the starting role. And last time I checked, Tracy can catch balls out of the backfield too. Last time I checked, Tracy got over 1,000 yards from scrimmage his rookie season. So I get it. Maybe Cam Scadaboo had an amazing game against Texas in that fucking stadium. But why the utilization of our players for Brian Daboll is absurd to me. And I get it. Now, the reason why we had so much yards is the injuries in Dallas' secondary. Where's our tight end that's been going off in the preseason? Why isn't he on the field getting some catches? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the utilization of our players is just what I don't understand on both sides of the ball, you know. And I get it. Players are gonna come off and because they're tired, but I just get it. The Hawaiian dude who got that sack late in the game on Dak, the DT. Oh, I didn't even know he was Hawaiian. That's awesome.
Elijah Garcia.
I know that it looks like I thought Darius broke his nose, but obviously I don't think it's that bad. But another thing I want to talk to No Mets about when he said about Bobby, I get it. Bobby's still not cutting it, but what because he came in as the center from the Colts, right? And he was so this middle linebacker that was leading the league in tackles multiple years, right? He came in, he had a good season, and I do get that he did fall off since. But like Max said, he is leading the team in tackles. But not only that, he was Micah got out the first game, and like he's playing next to Darius, and Darius doesn't take any first team snaps. So Darius obviously is not the middle linebacker that we want him to be. So he gets hurt. So then like it's almost as if like who's Bobby lining up next to? I get it. I'm not trying to but that is a weakness. The middle of the field is super weak on this team, and Travis Kelce's probably gonna run their all fucking game next week. So that's something that we need to clean up too. But absolutely, let Lou talk. Let's get it, Lou.
What's going on? What's going on, fellas?
What up? What's your take on this one, man?
What is there to take? Another loss.
What another loss?
Fucking loss. Yeah, we put up 37 points, but I don't know what the miscommunication was at the last drive there where Russell threw that pick, because it looked like Malik and him were on opposite plays.
Definitely, I agree on that. Definitely miscommunication, and I'll let you talk.
A lot of boneheaded decisions by Brian Daboll, putting Jackson Dart in there to try to run trick plays. Okay, one time it got us a touchdown. The other two times it cost us yards. Like, what are we doing? It's just, I'm telling you, I have no confidence in Brian Daboll, bro.
Today they got it. Well, they got to clean up, like I said, a lot of what they did today. That's what it really comes down to today. The penalties, too much. You just can't have all those penalties. You can't make those kind of mistakes, those kind of errors. But like I said, there's still a lot of positives to take away from this game. Like I said, Marcus Bowe is one of our best 5 offensive linemen, and he now needs to be on the starting offensive line week in and week out going forward. I feel like even when Andrew Thomas comes back, you got to find a spot for Marcus Bowe on his offensive line. I feel like even when Andrew Thomas comes back, because he's clearly one of our best guys. I mean, he went out there today at left tackle, like I said and earlier, and you never even heard his name. You know why you didn't hear his name?
No penalties.
There were no problems. No penalties, no problems, no sacks wasn't giving up no sacks, no pressures. Marcus Bowe, I was kept my eye on him. That young man was out there balling. He was out there playing. There was never a problem. Russ never had an issue from that blind side the entire game. The entire game. That young man went out there and played. He really showed off today, and I'm really, really proud to say that the New York Giants might have actually hit on a hidden gem in the 5th round of this draft with a guy that might be somebody that can be a sustained player on this line for years to come.
I would love to stay on with you guys, but I got Kim and Joe's family here, so I got to get back to it. You know,
thank you for stopping in, Lou.
Nah, take it easy, man.
Say hello to Mac and Zion.
Hey, how you doing, Miss Kim?
But I'm gonna let y'all go so I can get back over here with them.
All right, man.
Absolutely.
Take it easy, bro.
All right.
Absolutely. Rest in peace, Joe. Once again, rest in peace to Joe, man. Yeah,
Absolutely.
like I say, yeah, it's not. Well, to me, all losses are bad, regardless. A loss is a loss. But at the end of the day, it don't really matter how much you lose by or whatever, because the loss is still a loss. But I know where you're coming from, no Mets, because this loss was not like last week's loss by no means. Like I said, we look respectable in defeat this week. Like a lot of bonehead things go the other way, go different way, man. Like I said, how do you feel about the roughing the penalty, the roughing the passer penalty? Just how do you feel about that? The way they call that in this league.
I just think that the NFL needs to put on a like a seminar for all the referees and all the crews, because certain refs call it, certain refs overcall it. It's like there needs to be one, like, you know, like we know if that's PI or not. Like with roughing the passer, it comes down to the crew, and it's like some crews they don't call it, other crews they call it a lot, other crews they call it when it's not. So like I just think that it's up to the NFL, because today there's clearly not roughing the passing calls that certain crews, certain referee crews would not call, but this one clearly did, and I just think that there's so much protection that goes into the quarterback, and I get it, but at the end of the day, like what you said earlier, it's almost as if like these big motherfuckers need a place to land. They can't fucking break their ankles trying to avoid, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to land on the quarterback or trying to, like, I just kind of think like, and you know, you're driving a fucking vehicle down the road, right? You can't, but even if you slam your emergency brake, the chances of the fucking car stopping immediately is never gonna happen. It's gonna roll a little bit. So at the end of the day, that's what these referees, I don't understand. It's like they can't dead stop. Like, you get what I'm saying? Obviously, they're gonna hit the quarterback at times, and I honestly think it should be separated between deliberate hits to get him to the ground, and hits that's just, you know, he didn't mean that. It was an accidental hit. Now, if it goes to his face, then understandable, call that. But if I think a lot of the times, like, to go back to my main point, I just think it comes down to who's reffing the game.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I just think like that. The one that really stands out to me that really was the most egregious because to me, I think they're all a joke. I mean, if it's not legit, like roughing, like where the quarterback looks like he was in some serious danger, like he might have, like you almost injured the guy. That's what roughing is to me. Like that's the way it used to get called. Like it took like that level of contact. Now, like you just tap the fucking guy and he falls back, and it's like roughing the passer because you tapped his helmet a little bit. Like I can't with that. But the Roy Robert Harrison one, I think, was that who it was? He didn't even fall with his weight on Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
he did what you're supposed to do, like turn to the side, everything, and they still called it. And I'm like, I just don't like. At this point, what is a defender to do? This at the end of the day is tackle football. It's not for the weak at heart. You know what you sign up for when you play this game. You can't. I get safety. I'm all for safety and all this and whatnot, but that's not roughing the passer. That's not roughing. That just comes with the territory. That's just football. And I just don't. I mean, I don't. It bothers me.
They favorite other quarterbacks, and they don't favorite quarterbacks. It's like, I hate bringing up his name up, but Daniel Jones used to get hit all the time, and they'll never call it on Daniel Jones. But all of a sudden, like, you know, Patrick Mahomes gets hit, and the flag's immediately out. You know what I'm saying? And can we go back to look at Big Ben, bro? Big Ben used to get fucking stomped in the pocket, and they used to call nothing on him. But here's Tom Brady getting every single call in the book. So I just want them to be consistent with it. Like, if you're gonna call it on one quarterback, treat that same quarterback, whether he's mobile or not, treat that throughout the league. And I think the rule needs to be adjusted in the offseason, because of the fact that I think, you know, these playmakers on offense is running out there, and they can easily get clipped and get taken out. Like, we've seen it. We've seen injuries, career ending injuries happen in the middle of the football field. But yet, like, a guy is gonna fall on another guy. It's like, come on, fam. Let's be real. There's a little bit of overprotection, and I'm not gonna blame Tom Brady, but it kind of started when Tom Brady was playing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I would love to go back to fucking tackle football and stop trying to create this, you know, this almost too safe for the quarterback type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I
I
get
know
it if
exactly
he
what
if
you're saying.
yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, and Mets is right. It's like, we have to overcome the refs too. So it's like that's what bad teams have to do, and lose right too. It's like as much as we've seen progress in this game, there's a lot of questionable calls, and it's almost as if like on our coach, it's almost as if like I don't know, I don't think elite coach, I don't think if Kevin or LaFleur or any who's this Andy Reid, I don't think if Andy Reid was coaching this game, I don't think Patrick Mahomes throws for fucking 400 yards and loses the fucking football game because you know why? Good coaches has his team disciplined and they don't give up 16 fucking penalties or 8 in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we need to fix, man. And lose right, it does come down to a head coach. So as good as we did look at on offense, this game should have not been like that. Like we should have been up like 21-6 and some shit like that. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
the reason
But
I'm not going to be as tough, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't even just cut you off. But
no, I was done. I was basically done.
the reason I'm not as tough on Dayball today, in particular, too, because I think he called a pretty good game overall. He did call a good game, solid. He called the game solid, and like even when it comes down to the penalties, some of the penalties the New York Giants were getting were not what you would call discipline penalties. It was just more like bonehead plays. You know what I mean? Like those penalties James
That is,
Hudson was getting. That's not because he didn't have these guys ready to play as a coach. That's because you got a dumbass player out there doing dumbass shit. Like you can't account for that, and I can't necessarily blame him for that. I mean, yes,
that is
okay.
fair.
I know what you're saying on that one drive. Instead of going for it on the fourth down, just take the 3 points. But at the same
Yeah.
time, nobody's questioning if the play works. If Cam Scatterboo catches that ball, nobody's questioning it. Was that the Cam Scatterboo drop? I think so, yeah. Nobody's questioning if he catches that damn ball. You know what I mean? So it's just it is what it is,
You know what I did
man.
question though? It's almost as if like, no, we didn't have nobody in the secondary. We should attack that, but it's almost as if like consistently like we went from not throwing the football down the field to just overthrowing the football down the field. And I'm not saying I don't like that. I love that, and I get it. There's a few miscommunications with Robinson and a few other players, but it's almost as if like I'm not blaming us, but it's like we've been throwing the football down the field so much. We have the ball in a second time in overtime, and we should not have the ball. And what's wrong? We have like 5 minutes left. What's wrong with methodically moving the football down the field? Like I don't get it. Like why do we gotta just go out there and get a kill shot? Like let's move the football down the field, get in the field goal range, and kick the field goal. And like I just kind of feel like that's gonna take time. This team's still a bad team. They showed they're a bad team because they found a way to lose the game. And I kind of just feel like we're gonna see. Hopefully, we see a turn next week where they can start looking like a better team. I'm not saying we're gonna go out there and beat the Chiefs. Hopefully, we do. But hopefully, we can. Our defense just needs to show up better. And honestly, what needs to happen is we need to run the football. We need to figure out a way to run the football. Figure out a way to stop the run. That's one thing we didn't like. Williams just ran through everybody. He got touched like by 6 different Giants and didn't do anything. He scored a touchdown. Figure out a way to stop the football, stop the running game because that's going to kill us. Because if we can't run the ball and we can't stop the one, we're going to lose every single fucking game. That's facts. So we need to find a way to do those two things and start playing like a football team on both sides. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm like, it's not the terrible offense that we thought it was going to be because at least this is watchable football. Last week, it wasn't watchable.
Yeah, I mean, no Mets. I don't know. I just see it differently. I guess. I mean, Tracy only had what he had 5. Like I said, 5 carries on the day. He had a long one. He got a long one called back. We had like a 24 yard run early in the game. Got called back on one of those dumbass James Hudson penalties. I mean, you got to look at the whole big picture. Tracy didn't get much opportunities on offense today. He had what 4? I think he had a few catches too. He had 4 catches. 36 yards as well. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like they were using him as the primary kick returner. Maybe that's part of what they held him back. But I think him and Scatterboo can be a formidable combination. I really do. I think you're being a little tough on these guys. You got to also look at what they're following up here in New York at that position. Following up greatness in Saquon Barkley. I know it's now a year removed, but at the same time, I mean, we had that. We got to enjoy that for like 6 years, and we didn't even get the best version of him because of our offensive struggles. But we still got to enjoy what was greatness, what we knew was greatness, and obviously those guys don't stack up in that regard. I just don't. Turbo Miller, look, he's a fast guy, sure he is, but I mean, I don't necessarily. I'm not on that hype train. I'm not on the Turbo Miller hype train the way other people are. I guess he's a fast guy, sure, but I mean, if you use Tracy properly, he can be effective in the screen game. I feel like
that's
as
exactly
well.
what it is.
So,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's the utilization of the players. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to rail on Dable, but I don't know what he's doing. It's like 1 week it's Scat, and 1 week it's Tracy. This week it's Scat. It's like, give both of your running backs a chance to get established. Even Barkley will tell you that you can't just come into a football game and get the handoff and immediately be in your zone. Like, these running backs need a chance to get into their zone, and Brian Dable's not giving any of his running backs a chance to get into their zone. I would like to see him establish a number one back, give that back 8 to 10 carries before the other fucking running back even touches the football. I want the running back by committee, but establish your running backs. I mean, like, no running back in the National Football League, unless you're just like fucking Henry or Barkley and you're just behind an amazing O-line. Like, no running back is gonna come in and immediately just be in his zone. It takes some touches, and when you give Tracy one touch and then you're out of the game, and then it's like a basketball player. You're fucking getting hot, and then the coach is like, oh, on the bench. It's like these guys never get a chance to get into the fucking game. Give your running backs a chance to get into the game, and I get it. Maybe Tracy came in because Scat was looking bad, or maybe Scat came in because Tracy was looking bad. It doesn't matter. Like, get them a chance to get into the game, because as you can see, Scat, by the time like he was adjusted, and I wouldn't say this is probably the only reason why it was good. It was good hope by the offensive line too. But at the end of the day, when he was finally established, he was getting going. He was getting going. I want him to establish his running back and let them get some carries and get them established in the game. If they're losing yours or not, because both running backs can catch the balls, so it doesn't matter who's out there. And then bring in the other guy, and then you got Singletary that still needs his touches. And then if you want to utilize speed, we have height. Why is height not on the field?
that's something I can't understand. But Singletary, that's the funny thing. Talk about Singletary. Devin Singletary. He kind of started the game today. He got the first carry of the game in the first quarter. Never saw him the whole rest of the game. Till overtime. We decided to bring him in overtime and throw some random screen to him in overtime after he's been sitting on the bench the entire game. Those kind of things do make me question Brian Dable sometimes, or whatever's going on in the processing, because it's like, clearly Singletary wasn't a part of the game plan, I guess, apparently today, because he got the one carry to start the game, and that was it. You pretty much ran the limited running that we did do was pretty much all scatterboo. And
it's almost like he gave him a veteran carry. Like, you're the veteran here. You get to start the game. No, get out. Like, what the fuck is that?
It was so weird. I didn't really understand it either. But those things like that are the things that I want to see just be consistent in what we're doing in general. Like I said, consistency is what it's all about from now on. I feel like just be consistent. And that's right, man. Shout out to Russ. Russ was cooking for sure, man. I know a lot of people I'm going to be looking on social media all week, and it's going to be dumbasses talking about Russell Wilson, sorry ass, threw that interception, cost us the game. You're going to be seeing that shit all, but it should have never even came down to that anyway. Like I said, the New York Giants as a team cost themselves this game, point blank and period. I can agree. We obviously miss a player with that talent, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you got anything else? Because I'm about to get ready to wrap this up. My throat is really
Yeah, it's been an hour already. Absolutely. I just want to say that I think the talk of the town on at least these major networks and like ESPN and stuff, I get it, they were tired, but it's going to be our defense and our defensive calls. Our defense needs to play a whole lot better, and the calls, Shane Bowen here in question, and hopefully this offense can look decent next week, and hopefully we can put up a game, because I think if the offense shows up next week, I think the defense will look better, and I think we'll be able to stop the run better, and hopefully we can win the football. But it's all hopes. We're still a bad football team, but hopefully the Giants of this season can just be competitive and give us more fun games like that, because I enjoyed that game from start to end. Even though when Dallas was scoring, and even though the demon kicker, it was still a fun watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Thank you for giving me this platform too. After have you have these live streams, I really respect that, man. So thank you for giving all of
no
us, even
doubt,
the
man.
chats and platform, to get our feelings out.
No doubt, man. I'm glad this doesn't have to be a sad, depressing aftermath like it was last week. I'm like I said, a little more upbeat, like I said, there was a lot of positive. Like I said, just once again, want to commend Marcus Bowe, man. I think he won't get the credit he deserves being the offensive lineman. You know, people ain't gonna act. Some people like just blow it over, don't take notice. But that young man really asserted himself today, man, and I was really proud of his performance, and it feels good to know that you got a young man in there that could be a staple on this O-line for a long time, hopefully. He needs to get a little stronger, so it'd be a little more of a force in his run blocking, but overall, he still played great. His pass blocking, he has great feet. He's the complete opposite of what Evan Neal was as far as pass blocking goes. Complete opposite. You know what I mean? He has great feet, and he really did a great job out there today. What's going on, R, man? Thanks for popping in, man. We about to wrap things up, but if you're new, man, to the channel, go make sure you hit that subscribe button at MacDaGiantsFan, man. Do these aftermaths after every New York Giants game, at least when I can. Sometimes I might have to miss a couple here and there, but I do them when I can. But thanks for coming in, man. You can definitely go back and check the replay out. Let me know what you think, man. But you got any final thoughts real quick, Zion? Sorry, I keep almost calling you Adam.
No, you're fine. Don't even worry about it. I know you do a show with him too, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, I would just say final thoughts. That was an enjoyable game. I just hope that we can put on some performances this season. And I get out SOS is hard, but at the end of the day, this team is not the team that I think we all thought they were going to be. I think this team is still a bad team, but hopefully we can gel and we can become a better team before the season ends and give some hope for the future. And if Russell Wilson, I think that interception, even though he didn't lose us this game, I think that interception is going to be on his mind throughout the whole week. So I can see another great performance. He's not going to probably throw the 400 yards, but I think we can see another steady, great performance from him next week. And I'm hoping that we figure out a way to win the football. But outside of that, Zion Zenith on YouTube.
Absolutely, man. Make sure y'all go sub up to Zion, man. But I appreciate y'all. I do appreciate y'all tuning in. No mess, no Nets, no Jets. Look, man, me and Adam been doing the thing for a couple of years, man. And sometimes I'm used to usually when I'm on stream, I'm used to being with Adam, man. It just is what it is. I mean, I know me and Zion do our thing every week too, but it's my bad.
Only one person, it's you, Adam. I totally get it. I totally understand. That's fine.
All right, man. But I do appreciate y'all coming in. What up, Mosey, man? You came in late at the end, though. I appreciate you popping in, man. But we're about to get up out of here, man. Look, positive vibes, y'all. If they can continue to play like this and keep at least playing like this, wins will come, man. They're not gonna play like this. If they keep playing like this, they're not gonna lose out or lose week in and week out. They're gonna start winning some football games. You play at this level, man, each and every week. So we'll see what happens, man. Much better performance from the New York Giants. Unfortunately, still couldn't sniff out a W, man. But I'm Mac the Giants fan. This Zion came on with me and been kicking it with me for the last hour. Appreciate him, man. Appreciate you for coming in, bro. And
Thank you for having me.
Y'all catch me on the Real Deal NFC East Roundup on Wednesday afternoon with my super dope co-host Adam Costas, man. And then maybe I'll drop another video here or there sometime during the week. I don't know what I got going on, but we'll see what's up. Just make sure y'all go subscribe, like, and ring that bell so y'all know when I'm dropping new content, man. It's your boy Mac the Giants fan. Peace. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants fan. That's MacDa Giants fan.